Just to start off, I guess if you want to tell me, why are you running for Lieutenant Governor for Texas?
I was really unhappy when we cut public education back in 2011, and we were told because we didn't have any money. And I pay property taxes, and my property taxes were going up, so why don't we have money for schools? And I'm an accountant, I'm a financial guy. I was a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I looked at it and I said, I don't think that we're being dealt with honestly when it comes to property taxes. And of course, public education, I think, is very, very important. So I decided to work on that problem. And I got involved. I ran for comptroller. The party and the folks around the state were pleased, and they wanted me to keep going. And I was asked about 18 months ago to run for lieutenant governor to solve those problems.
Is this something you ever envisioned yourself doing?
I always knew that I would do something in public policy. I've always felt that it would be good if our politicians had a skill in the private sector, if they learned how to work hard, be honest, offer it up to the public, and don't stay too long. So I always knew that I would do something in public policy. I didn't know what. But as a financial expert and CPA, when I saw that problem, which is a very acute problem and very important to Texans, and no one around to solve it that I could see, I decided that I would wade in to see if I couldn't solve that problem.
And I know you already touched on public education. Are there any other, I guess, problems you would like to focus on?
Well, there's several other problems. Property taxes are a real issue. I mean, we have to put more money into public education, in my opinion, but we cannot raise property taxes on homeowners and small businesses. And that's the state's fault. And so I have a plan to solve that. And so we've got to bring more money into the system without raising taxes. And so there's a loophole in the property tax law that allows owners of large commercial and industrial properties to cheat us. It's very well known, very well documented. Let's enforce the law and recover that money. And then beyond education and property taxes, we need to kill gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is, which is the art of drawing congressional districts to make sure that your party stays in power, is the root cause, in my opinion, of all of our political divisiveness in the country. And Texas can start to solve this problem for us and for everyone by killing gerrymandering in Texas and going to an independent redistricting commission, which I think would be hugely valuable for everyone. And then another issue that I think we need to worry about is water. I mean, we aren't doing anything about the water problem in the state, and we are just about, perhaps we are there in terms of outgrowing our water infrastructure. In parts of the state, it's an acute problem. And I don't see anybody talking about it in ways that give me confidence that in 5 years and 10 years, we'll have the water infrastructure that we need to thrive.
And what would you do to help with the water?
Well, there's a wonderful report that I would urge everyone to read, written by the Mitchell Foundation. It's called One Water. And it's an approach to dealing holistically with hydrological systems so that you have, basically you keep your sources and uses in balance. And you have to do that local control. I mean, I'm all about local control, but you want to do it looking at all hydrological systems in total. And when you think in those terms, what it immediately takes you to is conservation. But conservation is the key. Use that water molecule without salt on it as many times as you can before you let it go, in my strange way of looking at the world. But if we were to start to look at and do things that way, then we can begin to solve the water problem.
And of course, early voting started today. Is there anything you would like to get out there to the voters? Well,
I think this is an important election cycle. You know, I think political civility is really in sharp decline. Politics is not healthy in Texas and in the country, and I think we all see it. So the right answer is to vote. And when you vote, look at the candidates. At this election cycle more than any other, and my race more than any other, look at the candidates. Forget about what you think about party, and look at the candidates before you make your decision, and participate in democracy. That's how we're going to fix democracy.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.